Hi, my name is Jay Oza, and I want to talk about something that we all run into as we are trying to become better speakers. We tend to listen to people who have all kinds of advice and tips on how we can become better. Now, I have nothing against that, but I would be very careful before I do anything. I would say there are only two things you got to keep in mind. One is if you are successful, then keep doing what you're doing. You don't need to change anything. The only time you would want to change is if somebody out there is more successful than you and that person is giving you that advice on what you can do to get to that next level, then you may want to consider it. But otherwise, listening from other people is just a big waste of time. Just politely listen to them and just ignore it. Now, why am I bringing this up? Recently, somebody asked me an interesting question saying, Jay, what kind of tips would I give Hillary Clinton so that she can become a better speaker? I was only taken back because I'm not the person who's even qualified to give her any tips. But let's say if she did ask me, first of all, I would be very flattered that here is a very successful speaker asking me. But then I would quickly tell her that don't change anything. You're doing everything right. And why would I tell her that? And let me just tell you the reason. Hillary Clinton graduated from Yale Law School. And as a lawyer, you have to speak a lot. Then she was the first lady of Arkansas for, I think, 12 years. So obviously, you have to speak a lot there. And also, as a duty of being a first lady and also campaigning for her husband. Then she was the first lady of the United States under Bill Clinton. And she helped him in 92 and in 96 campaigning for him to win the election. She spoke a lot. Then in 2000, she ran for the Senate and won, and she was a senator for 8 years. She spoke a lot. Then in 2008, she ran for the presidency, and she was one of the three who had the best chance of winning that year: McCain, Obama, and Clinton. She did not win, but she spoke a lot. And then, of course, she was the Secretary of State under Obama, and now she sits at the top of the Democratic poll. So she's definitely going to be one of the two who has the best chance to win the presidency in 2016. The only two people that are really qualified to offer any suggestions to her or any tips are her husband, Bill Clinton, and President Obama. She wouldn't listen to George W. Bush anyway, so I just included these two. Anybody else, she should never listen to them because they don't matter. They're not doing what she's doing. And the reason I bring this up is be careful who you listen to as you're trying to become a better, more confident speaker. If somebody out there is not doing what you're doing, don't listen to them because they are not doing it. Like, how would they know? So the two things to keep in mind is if you're successful, keep doing what you're doing. And if you're not successful, or if you want to get to the next level, find people who can actually help you. What are the things that they're doing? Observe them. And if they have some specific things they can point out, certainly consider it. But for anybody else, you should just ignore it. Okay? I hope that helps because this is a question that comes up a lot. Like, who should you listen to? Who, whether these people are really helping you or they're hurting you. And you want to be careful. They might have good intention, but if you listen to too many people, it could actually hurt you and you could lose your confidence. So good luck.